Hey, 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 it's Scott. So, welcome back to the series on the business analytics field. Whether you're a business analytics professional or you want to try to get into the field, this is a series for you. Um, I'm going to speak today about a couple of general professional tips, and then specifically, we'll talk about dark and diverse data. So, that's kind of what I want to go through. This will be fairly brief. So the first thing is, as a business analytics professional, or um, if you're in business analysis as well, something that you really want to keep in mind are really kind of four high-level things for your long-term uh, career, things to basically bolster your career. The first is to anticipate. So one of the things that you need to anticipate is market trends or you know professional trends in your specific area, but overall the broader analytics field in general. So there's so much hype going on AI right now. I kind of covered that last time, and there's a lot of confusion because again, people are AI is a broad term, and people are using it very narrowly nowadays to speak of chat. And I'm, you know, you see the last video, I've got some issues with that. So, um, but really, I want to talk about dark data and diverse data, which pretty much applies to every business analytics professional. It's growing and it's definitely on the radar right now. And unlike some of the hype, this is very real. It's been around for a while. We're going to go through some of the forces behind that, and so you need to anticipate where the career market is headed, what skill sets that you need, and once you anticipate that and you have a good foundation for that, then what you need to do is you need to educate yourself on that at least a high level, right? And then the other thing that's very important is to network, and then to contribute to the field. That could be in many ways. It could be as an intern. That could be as a hired professional, a contractor, or even as someone doing a YouTube, on a specific area, to get feedback and to get um, just just to enhance your learning process. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so this is real. The data problem is real, and I've written extensively about this. The data explosion. So this graph right here kind of shows it. And so from 2010, where we had I don't know, like 5 zettabytes, now at 2025, we're estimating that we'll have 175 zettabytes. Um, just look at the curve. That's the main thing here. Just look at the explosion. Look at the exponential growth of data itself. And you should know, and you should use this in your marketing for yourself as a professional, is that data is just a cost. Really, data is just a cost. It's not an asset. Everybody talks about the asset of data. No, only when you use it is it an asset. Data by itself is just a cost, and there are multiple levels of that. But just quickly, there's acquisition cost, the ability to go out there and retrieve it, and pull it across, maybe clean it, format it, whether it be a structural database that you're putting it into or whatever. But anyway, the acquisition as a whole, the storage cost of storing the data over time is a huge cost, as well as securing it, right? Um, data is the more data you have, the more data can be hacked. And so that is a major, major issue. And it affects the network, it affects the storage itself, policy with inside the organization, of credentials, and you name it. So again, it's a cost. Um, And again, it's only useful or beneficial when it's used, right? And that's your job as an analytics professional, is to create value from the data. So another way to look at the size of data: 2.5 exabytes every day. Um, if that doesn't make a lot of sense, how about 2,500 petabytes or 2.5 million terabytes every day of data that's coming in? So the this concept of dark data, essentially most of the data that we collect is never used, and that's called dark data. So up to 90% of that data that we collect is just sitting there. It's never been analyzed, never. And so again, that's just a cost, and that cost is massive. So no use, no value. That's what you get by collecting data and not utilizing it. It has tremendous potential, but until you actually gain the value from it, it's just a cost. So, and most of the data here that's being collected, and we're going to go into the next slide, we'll talk about this, is non-traditional data, right? So traditional data, I consider data that you can put into a data warehouse, a data lake house, some sort of database internally. It's going to sit inside of a either or cloud or on premise. It'll be stored. So, but the value of data comes from the function here that I have. So mathematically, it's a function. The value provided by data is a function of the data that's collected, the volume of that data, the quality of that data, and the usage of that data. And so it's never used. That value is zero. All right. So diverse data. Just some examples. So readable text is one type. There's non-readable text as well, but there's just vast storages of readable text, and I deal a lot with that. So it could be on the internal side, it could be, email, Slack, it could be problem tickets, like even Jira or all these systems that collect problem tickets. It could be financial or legal contracts. I mean, financial documents themselves, uh, product specifications, HR data. I mean, you name it, regulations, all of this data that's sitting there internal. And then external as well, right? Social media, that data is exploding, obviously. The text that are being posted, customer surveys, articles, chatbot, with your engagement with your customers, CRM, customer relationship management. So there's all kinds of data there as well. Geolocation data, right? So man, it's just amazing what we're doing with geolocation data now. So lat long, maps, all of that data, that's really really cool. And then you have all the machine sensor data, right? So if in manufacturing and other machines as well, you have sensors on that's collecting data 24/7, as well as computer and server logs, right? That anytime someone accesses a computer or a web server or anything else, that's available as well. And then all the video and image data, right? So CCTV, other video, images, smart city type data, that kind of thing. And the interesting thing is when you marry these different types of data together, including marrying these types of data with on-premise traditional data that's sitting in a data warehouse, that's where the real value can come about. So, yeah. So just takeaways again, just to wrap up. Again, anticipate where things are headed within the analytics field. Educate yourself, network with other professionals, and contribute as you can, in any way you can. Those are my recommendations for you. And if you want to know more about where a lot of this stuff came from, the dark data, the diverse data, more and more, I believe this is a valuable resource for you. This is the book. This is the first book in the series. It's all analytics. And this is kind of about the data literacy piece of it. And then we kind of go in from the data literacy piece to creating the organizational success and then to applications. So anyway, hope that was useful. And I will see you around next time.